Hi, everybody. It's me, Cassie Olberg in Sealands Grove, Pennsylvania. I am getting ready to build another Fast2Fab page, and I'm actually going to show you something that I think may be unique. This may be the first time this was shown. Maybe not. Lots of people have these tools, so they may have figured out how to do it too. But I'm going to show you something fun that you can do with the notebook border maker cartridge. I was playing around and came up with it today. And I'm going to show you that while we're building on the Fast2Fab page to show you that you can combine really cool new ideas with the Fast2Fab. So let's just go ahead and pull up my page. And as you know, when I do this, I don't actually have a sample to show you because I am authentically and building it just the way I do when I do the virtual crop. So this was sketch 3 from the August virtual crop. And as you can see, it uses lots of pictures. So this was one of my absolute favorites. I love it when we use lots of pictures. Hi, Gina. Thanks for joining me. So what I did is I showed you about 4 weeks ago how I pulled out all of my piles of pictures and made piles. I'm going to show that at the beginning of every new batch of sketches that I show. And that way I'm showing it once a month or so. But just know that I had piles of pictures, and then I take the sketches and I match up the pictures with what I have to work with. And then I have to find Fast2Fab pages that carry some of the elements that I want to carry through. Now, I'll cover them up if I flip it over and this doesn't match the next thing I want to do. That's okay. I just cover it up. But with this, if you look at the elements in this Fast2Fab page, there's quite a few things that I can use to carry through. So that just kind of gives me a starting point, and it makes it even easier to build on the Fast2Fab. Hi, Carla. Thanks for being here. Okay, so now we're just going to take this and we're going to start building. Whenever you do a sketch challenge, remember, you're not doing every little thing exactly the same way they do it. So I pulled out some papers that I thought I would like with this. I may start building and decide that I hate them, and that's okay. I will just, readjust as I go. But I want this to be authentic so that you can kind of see the process, and it will help you to maybe start doing it some on your own and getting some more pages done faster. Hey, Gail, thanks for joining me from New Zealand. Okay, so first I am going to build this upper corner. So to build that upper corner, I want to cut something that's a little bit bigger than the mats that I'm going to put behind these pictures, right? So that's going to be 8 across, but I want about 1/4 of an inch between. So I am going to cut an 8 3/4 piece to go across there. And I think that'll make me happy. So I'm just kind of guesstimating what I want. And, oh, I put that's silly. I have the scoring blade in. I'm going to show you something with the scoring blade later, so we'll get that out of our way. So I'm going to cut 8 3/4, and then I want it to go up and down. I want to have about 1/4 in between. So we're just going to do 6 1/2 here. Great. So this is our 8 1/2. Yeah, so this is our 6 1/2. Okay. So this is just going to come up here in the corner, and it is going to house these 2 pictures right here. So there we go. Okay, so far I'm happy. This is us square dancing, so I'm out doing a line dance, and my husband has won a prize, and it was super fun. So I'm going to tape those down. Got my handy dandy tape runner. And plop these down. And a lot of times I just really want it to go fast and simple because, life is crazy, right? So I want these memories for my family. And sometimes I'm going to take a really long time and do a crafty page, but sometimes I'm just going for fast and simple. So I'm hoping that that helps some people that might want to do that too. Okay, so next I want these smaller photos down here. They are 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. And look at this. I have some pictures that will be perfect for that. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to measure it over. And I'm just going to cut out until I get to my friend Mary. And then I'm going to flip it. And I'm going to cut it to 3.5 over here. And then I'm going to take a little off the top. And then I'm going to come over here and do a little off the bottom. And we get a 3.5. So I need 3 of those. I'm going to grab this one, which is me. This was my birthday. So I am getting lots of hugs. That's a tradition in our square dance group, that we all get hugs from everybody in the group on our birthdays, which makes me really happy. So I'm going to trim on this side. And there we go. And now I'm going to get my cutie patootie husband, because sometimes we have initiations for our new people. And so we do these crazy things where we dance with balloons and do some little off the wall things. I'll be honest with you, those are not my favorite nights. I like to just dance normal, but it seems to make people happy. And so, you know, we do something a little fun every now and then that is a little away from the norm. So there we go. So 3.5 across the bottom. And now I'm going to show you my fun little thing with a border maker cartridge. I'm just going to plop these down. Now, if you are a person who likes things to be nice and neat and perfect, this is a good time to either use your mat or your zero centering roller. So these are each 3.5, so that's 9, 10.5. Oh, which means we have 1.5 inches in between. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 to go that 1.5 inches. So if they're all about a half an inch, we're good. So we're just going to come over and tape these down. But the way I do it is I just go like this. I put my 2 edge pieces down, my 2 edge pictures down. And then I put my center one down. And I'm one of those people that as long as it looks good to my eye, I am happy. So that looks good to my eye, and I don't need to sit here and measure and get it exact. Okay, now let's do that fun thing I was telling you. I want a border to go across here. I wanted to have some cute little holes like up here. So what am I going to do? I'm going to do something fun. So this is something I was playing around with. Some of my friends were folding it, and you can find some videos out there, and I'll probably use it as a technique at some point, where they are using the leftover part from the notebook when they fold it in half. And that looks like a lot of fun. I am just going to show you something a little bit different, and not sure if anybody else has done this out there. Like I said, we all have the same tools, so I won't swear to it, but I'm going to bring it over, and I'm going to bring it to just where this line, if you look on here, there's the shadow of the back of this. And I'm just going to pull it over, and I'm going to put it just on that side of the line. And it's just fun how you can add a fast little technique. You know what? I need a slightly longer piece of paper for that. I don't know if you noticed, but it did not hold it down. So if I had sticky notes handy, actually, that's what I'll do. I will create my own. I'll show you what I do whenever. So I'm going to just pin this down lightly. And now I'm going to add a little bit of paper to it, so I have something to hold on to it with. And this is how I do it. A lot of people use sticky notes, and that works really nice. For me, I tend to lose my sticky notes a lot because I just tend to make a mess on my table. Ask anybody who has ever scrapped with me, and they will tell you. So I have little workarounds for all my things. Okay, so we're going to take this, and here's the little line, and we're just going to bring it over to the line, maybe just a little tiny bit past it. We're going to hold this down. So now it's folded in half. We're going to take this. I'm going to punch onto this paper so that I get my mess out of the way. And we're going to punch, and we're going to hope it works, because like I told you, I've only done this just today. And some people have been punching it where they move it over a little bit further so that this fallout stays connected. And that looks really cool. I was going for something a little different. I'll show you here in just a second. Thank you, Mona. My team is incredible. I am so, so blessed by the women in my life. Okay, so check this out. Look what I did. I think this looks really cool. It does these little holes in there. So now I'm just going to measure over. I want it to be, I'm going to put this little hole. Oh, I need to put the straight blade in, Cassie. Put the straight blade in. That would be super helpful. Okay. So I'm going to just measure it over so that the little holes are lined up along this edge of the little mat, right? So that I know how far it was so I can get it the same on both sides. And now I'm going to flip it and I'm going to bring it so that these little holes are lined up to the edge just like the last time. And that way it can be symmetrical. I like symmetrical. It makes me happy. And look at that. We created this fun little border. I hope that you guys think that it's as fun as I think it is. And now I'm going to flip this over. And I'm going to add my repositionable tape. And I get this border to go right down the center. Super fun. Okay. So now then that's that border that goes across it. I skipped this up here, but I could do another little segment up there if I wanted to, but I like this sticking out because it goes along with that. So now I'm going to go over to the other side of the page. And there are 2 of these horizontal pictures. And then I need 3 more 3.5 by 3.5 pictures. This layout brought me so much joy because I love filling my pages with pictures, and this definitely did that. Okay, so now we're going to take and we're going to make just a segment to go right here. And I want it to be the same color as this one to pull my 2 pages together. So we're going to open this up to 8 inches. And remember, nothing that I'm showing you is rocket science. This is fun and simple. I'm just following a sketch. It doesn't have to be. What am I trying to say here? Not every single thing that you do has to be a work of art. I think that's where I was going with that. So we're going to take this, and I want to actually mat these 2 pictures. So I'm just going to put this down. And I may want to use this paper for matting again later. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over magic mats really quick with you. But what you need to know is that if you want to cut 2 4¼ by 6¼ mats out of 1 sheet of paper, and you want to make 4 of them because you use a lot of mats, it's hard to do when you have 6 1/4 going in one direction, because 6 1/4 plus 6 1/4 equals 12.5, and that is bigger than 12. I learned that a long time ago. So what you need to do is you need to do your cuts in different directions. So we're going to cut 6 1/4 by 4 1/4, and if you add 6 plus 4, that's 10. 1/4 plus 1/4 is 1/2. So we're starting with 10.5. And the reason I told you that is because, you know what, you can use any, if you want to do 4.5 by 6.5, you just add those 2 together. If you want to do 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, you add those 2 together to know what size to start with. So 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 means 10.5 inches. So now we have it. And now we're going to make our mats. So I'm going to bring this over to 4 1/4 at the top. I'm going to bring the front of this down to 6 1/4 where the cut line starts, which is this white on the side. And the front of it, because it's 1 inch between here and the front. So I'm going to bring the front down to 7 1/4. I think this is the thing that I get asked the most at my crops. And I'm just going to cut up, okay? We're going to rotate it to the left. We're going to start at 4 1/4. We're going to bring this down the front to 7 1/4, the cut to 6 1/4, and we're going to cut up again And now we don't even really have to worry about it because our cuts are just going to go straight through. So measure over to 4 1/4, rotate, measure over to 4 1/4. And you can watch that on the replay if you need help with it. But after you do it for a while, you can honestly do it in your sleep. Okay, so let's grab my pictures back. This is going to be super colorful. This is a little more colorful than what I sometimes do, but I was trying for something different, and I am really liking it. Okay. So we've got these up here. Now I'm going to tape these down. And this, like I said, this was our theme night. We were dancing in the rain. We wore our mucklucks and all kinds of fun stuff. It was a super fun night. Okay. Now I always go with my repositionable tape because I don't like to take a long time to measure. So I just kind of wiggle them around until it looks happy to me. Okay. So now we're going to bring this over and we need to cut 3.5 by 3.5 photos. This is us hugging again. I'll tell you what, square dancers love to hug. That is a fact. So if you are hug deprived, I highly recommend you go out and find a square dance group and join it because they will be your best friends. Bring this over 3.5. I'm going to cut to 3.5 here. And then 3.5 here. Almost there, ladies. And if you prepare for every virtual crop by having your stacks of pictures, it can go really super fast. You can get through it in that weekend as long as you have your pictures ready to go. We have one coming up this weekend. So I highly recommend that you just sort your pictures and have them ready because then you're going to determine your layout based on how many pictures you need to put on it. And it's just going to help things go super fast for you. And if you are short on time, like I am most of my life, then you are going to be super happy that you started doing the virtual crops and getting some of your pages done then. So put these down. And now I can pull out, this is going to be super fun. So we have these down. And I'm going to do my journaling over here. I'm probably going to take some white lined paper and make my own journal box over there. I do a lot of that. It's super fun. But I could use, let's take this one. Could use one that I have over here in this little pile. Actually, that fits nice there. So I might put that there. I have to play around with it and decide exactly what I want. But what makes me super happy about this collection is look at this. Got some umbrellas. And these little flowers would look super cute with it. I think I'm actually going to put these flowers down here and snip them a little. Or over here. Over here looks good. And I play around with it. I do a lot of putting my embellishments right over part of the picture. If there's a part of the picture that's kind of boring, it's nice to put it right over that. And of course I need another one because now there's 2 on the page and it looks better in sets of 3. I think Hello Spring would look really cute up here in the corner. Let's put this, tuck this right here. And I'll add a little bit over here. And voila, we have a double page spread done. And I taught a cute little notebook border that I hope you guys have some fun with. So I hope you learned something. I hope you had fun. And I hope that you believe that you can get your albums done quickly, just like I do, because it's just supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun, and you get them down and you get to share them with people. And that's the great thing about it. Thanks, Mona. I appreciate that. Thanks, Gina. Thank you, everybody, for being here. It was fun, and I will see you next Wednesday. which will have a new virtual crop to start on those ones building. And I'll teach some fun things mixed in with the Fast2Fab pages. So have a great day and thank you.